Alright guys, the fan is spinning. Alright guys, as you can see here, the fan speed is set to all the way on high, and there is 0 fan. So that is what we're going to address in this video. What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, what we're going to try to do is remove the blower motor for the HVAC system, test all the electronics because we're not getting any sort of fan speed on the ACC unit when you turn up the fan. Common failure on these cars is that the brushes go bad on the blower motor, which obviously prevents it from running. Or the other thing could be the resistor. All of it is in the same area, so we're just gonna do some testing, see what it is, see if the blower motor is actually getting power and not turning on. That's how we know it is the brushes. If it's not getting power, that means it's the resistor, and that's how we're gonna determine what to repair here. We got nice chunks of dirt in this thing, so obviously we're gonna have to take the vacuum cleaner, clean this all out. Alright guys, we got the harness, everything unplugged, that whole unit is ready to pull out. What I am going to do though, before anything, I guess what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull out the motor, but I also want to test the harness to see if it's getting power from the ACC. We'll put a tester to it, so let's do that. Alright guys, I just put the harness to the tester. And I was getting a positive read. So there is power going to that motor, which now tells us that the motor needs to be replaced. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys. So to test this is what I did. I hooked up a wire here. This may not be safe, but we did it. And if you see, all right guys, so we have this hooked up. Fan motor works, as you can see. So that tells me that we have a resistor that failed. So let me go do some investigating. This is good news. I mean, we took it all out and it's a lot of work, but least we know it works. It's not the blower motor, it's something else. So let's go and dive into this some more. I'll give you updates as we go. All right, guys, all right. I got the blower motor back in there. You can see all the white spray I just put in. It's all bleach because obviously there was a mouse nest in there and it smells like pee and poop. So to make sure that it's disinfected and neutralized, put some bleach on there. Kills everything. All right, guys, so here's an update. I put the motor back in. As you saw previously, I sprayed this down with Clorox bleach to like disinfect the smell that was in there from a rat's nest or some sort of animal. Doesn't smell any longer, which is good. Hopefully it doesn't stink up in the cab either. But what I am gonna do, since I'm gonna have to go behind the dashboard here, behind the glove box, to pull the resistor. I'm also going to go and just get a new filter as well. A cabin air filter is also right in that spot. So since I'm there, might as well replace it. Also, just a side note, this right here, guys, this cover here is for the ECU, the T7 ECU. So if you ever want to pull your ECU out of your car for tuning purposes or whatever you may want to do, that's where that's located. What's up, buddy? Want to come outside? Coming outside? Come on, come hang out. Just so you guys know, cabin air filter lives right behind this plastic cover here. Alright guys, I've located the plugs. The harnesses are right there. There's two outlets for the resistor on this side, and then the other side is the other one. So I gotta go into the driver's side footwell there and start to mess around with that as well. So let's do that. Again, we're following the theme of this build. We've started from the front and we're working our way to the back. I think the last thing I'm going to do is install the brand new emblem on this car once we have all of the rest of the car complete, just to really follow through with front to back here. So let's hit the driver's side footwell there and pull out this resistor. Alright guys, you can see where I'm reaching. I wish this job on absolutely nobody. In fact, I was gonna go buy this part from the parts car because it would be cheaper, quote unquote, but I'm almost tempted to just spend the money and get a new one because this is a pain in the ass and I don't feel like doing this again. So I'm gonna go ahead, wrestle that last bolt out. Once I get it out, I'll show you what's going on. Alright guys, I swear to you, I wish this job on absolutely nobody. Terrible, terrible task. Let me just show you where this other side, let me just show you where the resistor goes into the box. Right there is the resistor, and up in here is where it goes. If you see, I removed, there's this little rubber piece that goes onto the gas pedal so it doesn't make so much noise. I ended up removing it just to get that little 1/4 of an inch of space to slide this out of the air box. Terrible, 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 terrible stuff here. So now that I got it out, I'm just gonna fish the harnesses from the other side up and around and through this side. So that's what we're gonna do right now. These are here, one's already attached, or detached I should say. And the second one, is right here on the left side where my finger is. Alright guys, so this came faster in the mail than I had expected. The new resistor is in, so I am going to conclude this video with me installing the new resistor into the HVAC system and testing the blower motor to make sure that it actually is functioning. Because as you saw earlier in this video, we did actually pull the motor out and I threw some juice at it from the car battery, and it did function, which told me it was the resistor that went bad. Very common failure and extremely uncomfortable to remove, so if yours is bad, I would suggest just buying a whole new resistor and not risk buying a used one, because that's how annoying it is to get in there and pull this thing out. Alright guys, so if you didn't see it when I removed it, this piece of this harness, this resistor, goes in on the driver's side. It goes up through the firewall, over the blower motor, and back down into the passenger side for this side of the harness. So this connects to the blower motor, this goes into the passenger bay, and this goes into the driver bay. So obviously, it's only can be installed starting in the driver's side, and it's got to come up and over, because obviously this is not going to fit through the little harness hole that's drilled out in the firewall. So to combat that, I cut a piece of string here, and I'm going to go ahead and fish it down the driver's side. I know that there's a video out there by Jay Wells. If a lot of you have seen that, I don't know if you have, but he did a really nice job showing how to remove the blower motor, but he didn't actually show underneath the driver footwell and the passenger footwell like I did in this video, because obviously it's a pain in the butt to show. But you know, you saw it a little bit in the video, and now I'm just explaining a little bit more in detail to you verbally so you can kind of get an understanding. I'm gonna go ahead now and do this. Let's do it. Alright guys, since I'm not filming this part, since obviously it's impossible, but right there where my finger's pointing is where the right here is the resistor. I don't know if the camera can pick up on it, but there's the harness that I just fed in earlier through the top. As you can see, I removed the gas pedal bracket. There's two 13mm bolts holding that on. I am pointing this out to you simply for the reason that I should have removed that bracket for the gas pedal before removing the old resistor, because it's much easier than to remove that resistor. There's more space to get around when you remove that gas pedal. So just wanted to throw this in the video so you guys can go ahead, if you ever need to do this yourself, you're aware to remove that gas pedal. All right. Driver's side is wrapped up minus the casing, but before I put the casing on, I want to test the electronics. So I got the battery charging, because obviously this thing is dead from sitting here like this. Let's plug in these harnesses, see what she does. Okay guys, moment of truth here. I'm gonna turn off this light so it's easier to see. Oh wait, I did everything. Start engine to set ACC. Okay. Let me open the garage here. Okay, so the ACC system is resetting. The motor is not turning on that. All right guys, so final conclusion here. You hear that humming noise? It's coming from here. See that? So I think, based on that conclusion, the resistor has now fixed the power issue, so the blower motor is getting power. However, the blower motor seems to be bad. All right, boys, we got the interior back together on both sides. See the light over there? Fresh. All right, guys, the fan is spinning. And it's not directing the air into the car right now because I don't have the cover on it to do that, but that is working. The heat is coming out a little bit, so the heat is working. I have it set to the top vents here so I can feel the heat. And if I lower this down a little bit, you can hear that it is also lowering down. Alright guys, so we have the windshield out, so that's going to be the next video where we get that put in. I got to go pick up the new windshield today to install that, so that will be next video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But as you just saw in the previous clip, we have officially fixed the HVAC system. The fan and the blower motor is working 100% properly. I just have to reinstall all the covers so the air is being directed back into the cabin. But the cabin is getting heat now that the car is running. I can feel it a little bit. So we know that the heat works, the fan works. That was the main reason why this car was sold, as I had mentioned previously in this video. So thankfully we fixed it with just a $100 harness resistor. As you saw, we replaced it. So be sure to stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, drop a comment below, and of course, as always, share and like this video, because share the love. Get everybody out there to know what this Saab world is all about, because it's a very, very unique car, and the only people that understand it are people like you and I who drive it, or those who watch this video can understand the passion and enthusiasm behind these things. They're really incredible cars. So I'm very pleased to announce that we officially saved this car from engine sludge. Now we got the HVAC system working, and now we're going to put a new windshield in so we can actually pass state inspection and drive this thing on the road. Thanks, guys. See you soon.